And there we go. We're live. Welcome, everybody, to episode 246 of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. We're your hosts, Adam, Amy, and Russell Gibson. You've got a huge smile on your face there, Russell.
I'm trying to look more presentable.
Oh, nice. Nice. You happy about the start of the show?
It hurt my face, actually.
Yeah.
These people that go on TV and smile for like 2 hours straight are just beyond me.
It's the, I don't know, plastic smiles, I call it. I don't know. You can see by the eyes, the crow's feet in the eyes, if a smile is genuine.
Right, that's how
Apparently. I just think it's me getting old. Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Hello, everyone out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. This week's show is going to be a bit of a mixed bag. I think we could call this the summary episode of what's been going on in the league.
Getting up to speed with what's been going on in the league.
Yeah.
How's that? Yeah.
We are going to quickly touch on the gambling because there's an update in that space. There's some crazy lawsuit between Panini and Wildcard. We're going to go over some questions that we ran out of time for the last question and answers episode. So thank you to everybody who did chip in for that. We had a fantastic time doing questions. We're going to talk about Derek Queen because I'm currently obsessing over this guy at the moment and the Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to spend a bit of time on that. And then there's also some news, sort of like news around VJ Edgecombe, Jared McCain, Dylan Harper, Walker Kessler, Keontae George. So we're going to do a bit of sort of stuff like that too.
News around the league kind of thing, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I think without too much much more further ado, let's just get straight into it.
Yeah, let's do
This
it.
comes from Sports Cards Nonsense. They're now becoming a breaker of news of sorts, even too now. So they're on Sports Illustrated. So those guys are just absolutely killing it at the moment. Congratulations, Jesse and Mike. Panini weaponizing its dominance to choke off Wildcard's emergent trading card brand. Panini is leveraging its market power to coerce essential downstream distributors and essential upstream specialized manufacturers. So essentially, to spell that out a little bit further, Panini was contacting people that had accounts and also distribution companies to basically tell them we won't give you any more Panini product if you're purchasing or on selling the wildcard stuff. So that was their strategy around that, to sort of choke it down,
Strong-arming them, yeah.
And then the other one, which is the printing press. I mean, that one for me is a little bit of an interesting one because it's like you could imagine in some ways how that they could almost say, well, that's fine, we're happy to lose your business, you're leaving anyway almost imminently,
Yeah.
and good luck finding another printing press at volume at such short notice when you're already under the pump in terms of, they had to be out by October. In terms of Panini's license, they weren't allowed to, keep making licensed NBA cards after that. So
yeah.
I think that's a really interesting one of almost like they're bluffing as opposed to like, genuinely threatening a company like that.
Yep.
Look, I think this story is going to go away very quickly because Panini is leaving us almost imminently.
Yep.
And I kind of get the feeling Panini could outspend them in court too. I couldn't imagine Wildcard has got as much equity in the bank as Panini have got.
Probably, but I'll tell you what, like I don't understand with all that goes on, and I do understand to an extent, but it seems ridiculous that there's so much nonsense. And it's ironic, I guess, that this has been reported by Sports Cards Nonsense. But there is so much Sports Cards nonsense that goes on in the courts. Like, it's like, I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to stop you from doing this. And it's just, I don't know, like...
It's a very American thing to be litigious, though.
Yeah, it's true. I don't understand the point of it. None of it's really in previous things. There's David Goliath stories. There's Panini versus Fanatics. There's Fanatics versus... some other Fanatics joint in Australia. It's always just legal things, and nothing seems to be resulted, or nothing major comes from it. So, I don't know.
I get the feeling, though, that in terms of who's the dirtiest fighter between Panini and Fanatics, Like Panini's a lightweight in that space. So I think if wildcarders think they're getting a hard time off Panini, I think they really need to harden up just a little bit.
Yeah. All I think is the only entity that's winning out of this is whoever the legal
lawyers
represent.
are.
Yeah, the lawyers of both companies
They're going to get paid.
are going to get paid in a big way. Yeah, for
Look,
sure.
wildcard sucks anyway, so I really hope that they do just go broke and go away. Like, seriously.
They're
Like,
not. They're not the best cards. Let's be fair.
what are we talking about here? All
Let's
right, let's
be
move
fair.
on. Gambling update. Look, I think these are going to be coming almost every week or every second week at this point, so we'll just do this really briefly.
Well, it's
This is
shams,
from-
isn't it?
Yeah, from Shams
Yeah.
and ESPN, United States Congressional Committee is meeting with NBA officials on Wednesday in Washington, D.C., in wake of the indictments of Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones. So what does that mean? It just means we're not going to get any more information, for weeks or if not months. I suspect that's what that probably tells us.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say that's probably the most interesting thing basketball wise that's happening in Washington, though. Sorry to all the
I watched
Wizards
a bit
fans
of
out
the
there.
Wizards today. They weren't that bad, were they?
No, they're definitely not on my league pass radar. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, ironically for the Wizards, you got the Wizards in my head now. The Blazers,
Yeah.
they've been playing really well. They strung a whole bunch of wins together since Billups has walked away.
Mm.
They're
I
currently
wonder if anyone
5-4, which just puts them in 7th in the West. So
maybe the reason they've sucked is because they've like the young ones have sucked as Billups was trying to get some results out of it.
I don't think they were trying to win last year.
No, I don't think anyone was gambling on them to win either. So I don't think it was a.
I bet you there was some degens out
You
there, man.
you bet me, do you? Well, we could get in trouble for that, so let's not. There'll be no betting on the Blazers.
Can we get into trouble for that?
I don't think so. Betting on a terrible basketball team is not.
I've got
it's
the
not a
feeling our sponsors won't have any problem with us gambling at all, to be honest.
No, that's probably fair. They'll probably be able to give us a few tips. Let's be fair.
That's right.
Teach us how to do it properly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all we need to do on that, isn't it? That's done.
That's it.
What
That's all the updates for the week on that nonsense.
What I think we can segue into, though, is a huge win for the Blazers. Denny Ujava has re-signed for 4 years, $55 million. I actually had to read this story 3 times because I thought that there was either a misprint or there was something wrong with like my internet or whatever. That's an absolute bargain. I've got a lot of respect for this guy. I think he's got an incredibly high motor.
Yeah.
I think he genuinely cares about his game and his teammates and playing winning basketball.
Yeah.
And to get him for that type of contract, I actually don't
Quite
understand
impressive.
like how it got to that point. And so I'll put this almost to the okay, maybe not the best contract in the whole league, but this has to be at least like taking out the rookies. This has to be the best contract in the league. I think that's pretty fair to say. Like,
Okay.
who are you getting for 4 years, $55 million at the moment?
Yeah, true. That's true.
I think
Yeah.
so. Huge congratulations to the Blazers. And I think when you do stuff like that, it really does set you up for other moves on your roster to make your team better.
4
So
55. Austin Reeves is on 4 years 54, but anyway.
is he?
But that contract's about to be extended for a lot more money. But Austin Reeves is on that kind of money.
What would you expect Austin Reeves to get on his next contract?
A lot more. I mean, a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin Reeves is looking at not max money, but first, second stringer type money, not role player money. That's for sure.
All right, let's go back and do some questions from last week. David Lindsay,
Yes. that
what
a
was
good
the
one.
first trading card that really meant something to you and why?
Do you want to go for it? Do we want to do this where we both answer the question, or do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yep. What was the first trading card that really meant something to me and why?
Yep.
Shaq and Anthony Hardaway Thunder and Lightning because it was the first quote unquote big hit that I pulled from a pack.
Yeah.
That I remember pulling from a pack. Like it was a card that was sought after at the time. Shaq was obviously a big deal. Penny was new on the scene. It was kind of one of the big hits from that set of Skybox, and yeah, that really stuck with me, and to the point where I remember it so fondly that I've acquired it again, because it's one of those cards I just want to have for the memory of it, because there's a nice story behind it. Yeah, for sure.
The first card, I think for me, would have to be a NBA Hoops Chris Webber rookie.
Ooh.
And when they made that set in, I think it was from Series 2, I think it was one card in every pack had a gold stamp on it.
Yep.
I got one that had a gold stamp on it. And for some reason, I just felt like...
It's a 92, 93, the anniversary set. I know which one you're talking about with the
I don't know.
embossed.
There was something about that card. It just felt really, really special. And it's probably worth like $2 or something like that.
It's insane.
Like, oh my God, this is fantastic. Yeah.
First card that was given to me that had significance was one of the Dream Team set, the Redemption set. My friend gave me the Scottie Pippen out of that.
Yeah, right.
But that was just a card that was given to me rather than...
What's that worth now, that Redemption?
I don't know. It was a Redemption set from Upper Deck because of the 92 Dream Team. So, yeah, it was nice. I don't know. I had the Pippen. It was great.
Yep. Question 2. Has grading made collecting feel more serious, less fun, or somewhere in between?
I would say it's definitely somewhere in between. I think that's a really...
It's a loaded question.
It's a very loaded... Well, it is a loaded question, but it's not in a bad way. I think grading adds an element, and you don't have to be involved with the grading process or graded cards. You collect how you want to collect, and if you want to collect raw sets, then it means nothing to you. If you want to get involved with slabs, then you need to do your homework a little bit. So I just think it adds an element, and it's changed the way aspects of the hobby are viewed.
Yeah. I think for me, none of those really apply to me. So I'm going to go with somewhere in between. The two things that I get from grading is that if I'm buying a very particular card and I want some assurances on it, it gives me that insurance, and it also, lets me search for it on the database. And because I think at the moment I'm very wary of fakes that are going around.
Oh, as you should be.
And I also think too that in my opinion, the fakes are so good at the moment. I'm just waiting for that day for me to get stung.
Yeah, 100%.
So I kind of feel like in some ways I'd rather pay that little bit of extra money to get that sort of reassurances. And the second note I'll tack onto this is that my hit rate on PSA 10s from me subbing my own cards has been very, very poor. Yep. So I don't take it that serious. I almost know now that I have so low expectations when I send cards off to PSA. It's almost like I don't care. I have to be very particular about the cards that I send off and for the reasons why. It's more about me getting my cards encapsulated as opposed to me doing it to flip on. That's how bad I am at picking cards to be sent off. So question number 3, if you lost your whole collection tomorrow, which single card would you miss the most? I know the answer to this straight away. I'll let you answer first, but this is easy for me, this one.
There's one of my cards. I don't know which one of it. It'd be one of my top 10 Kobe's. Because they're practically irreplaceable. I don't know if it'd be... I always default to the Topps Chrome, but no, I think there's a... It's almost like the closing statements because I was at the game. That's probably my favorite. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely one of my Kobe's, or my Kobe's as a group.
Great. I think I do have a Kobe auto, and actually I hadn't thought of that until you said it, so I will throw that into the mix. Yeah. But the first card I thought of was a Bill Russell autograph that I've got.
Once again, not replaceable. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it would just be... Even if I did get another one to replace it, just wouldn't be the same. There's something about that card that I just 100%. Really enjoy having in my collection. So,
sure.
Last question. We're going to go for a break, man. Has collecting changed the way you enjoy watching the NBA, and if so, how?
Not really. Part and parcel of it, not really. I guess a little bit to the point where when a player gets injured, I consider its impact to its hobby value.
Yeah.
Just same way, I guess there's a prospecting element to things about keeping a finger on the pulse. But I mean, I just love the game of basketball anyway. So I don't think
Yeah.
the collecting is directly impacted it. I think when a player goes down injured, if they're a superstar, that really the first thought is, oh my god, their hobby value. Aside from how long they're going to be out and stuff, but
Yeah.
oh wow,
And their
how
well-being.
correct. Well, I mean we already think about that, but as
Just
far
razzing
as
you,
the
man. I'm just razzing you.
well, it depends who the player is, really. Anyway. Yeah. What about yourself?
It definitely has, but I would actually preface this with that I think where I really got into and what changed the way I looked at the NBA was fantasy,
Mm.
because I was into fantasy before I got back into collecting.
100%.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Mate, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, yeah. And so I feel like I really started to follow some like obscure players because they were just so important to my fantasy team. And I think in a lot of ways, actually, Darren Fox was like either
Really?
well, I think I was into him, and then I think I started to pick him up in all of my fantasy teams, and then it sort of became this like, you know what I mean? Like I enjoyed watching him play, then I got into my fantasy teams, and then he
Yeah,
became my
yeah.
MVP. So it's all just sort of like rolled into one. But I think absolutely. I also say for myself too, I've never been somebody that has true fandom. Like you yourself, you're a Swan supporter and you're diehard, and you know you get upset when they lose. Whereas I've never had that sort of emotional attachment to sports teams. So I think this
Yeah,
is the
yeah. So my
this
love
is
of
the
the
first.
Lakers, love of my AFL
I don't have that.
team.
I don't
Yeah,
have that, and
okay.
this is the first time in my life I have experienced that.
Like
So,
connected. Yeah.
well, well, the reason I bring this up is because when Fox got traded, I really felt like the Kings were dead to me. So I was like, okay, right, this is the first person or the first thing that I'm sort of attached to in that sort of
Yeah.
emotional sort of sporting way. So yes, I think to answer his question in a very long-winded way,
It
the
does.
answer is yes.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned fantasy. I think fantasy to segue slightly on the question. I think fantasy basketball has given me a newfound empathy for players I don't particularly like. So,
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
speaking of Carl Anthony Towns at this point, but
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, let's go to a break and then we'll come back and we'll talk some Luca 101 logo man. US Sports Cards Australia, thank you so much for your ongoing love and support. Go to ussportscardsaustralia.com.au and there you'll find a whole range of products: brakes, sealed wax, protectable consumables for your cards, and also Ross's beloved pet project. I'm pretty sure he loves this more than his children at this point in time. His ComCA, which is a consignment service. Send all of your cards into Ross. Write on it, you can't comp this, you'll get a free submission. Ross has been PMing me a lot this week about what's going on his page. He thinks at the moment about 90% of his cards are actually hockey on there.
oh wow,
So he's calling out to NBA fans, please send in your cards. He really wants to get more NBA onto the page.
yeah,
One big card that's being listed this week is a Karl Anthony Towns Logoman
speaking of
patch Logoman, I should say. So he is starting to get more NBA onto the page, and some bigger boys are going on. So if anyone is interested out there
that,
in
yeah,
getting their hands on a Karl Anthony Towns Logoman, go onto Ross's ComCA site to check that out, because he is running a very good business in that space. Thank you so
very
much,
much so.
Team US Sports Cards Australia, for your ongoing love and support. Alrighty, we're back, Ad. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Good. I put this into the run sheet because I just wanted to froth over it, basically. It's just as simple as that. There's nothing really too complicated about what we're about to talk about, other than it's a Luka Doncic one of one Logoman with an on-card autograph in a Lakers uniform, which I thought might interest you.
This is
From the
juicy.
collectibles guru. This was pulled on Rip Hamilton's Rips on Instagram.
Yeah,
It says a couple of nights ago, and this was from October the 27th, so that's a little while back.
about a month ago. Yep.
This card is extremely unique in that it's only one of two licensed Logoman autographs produced by Panini of him wearing a Lakers uniform, with Doncic being a Panini exclusive athlete for the foreseeable future. We may not see any more now that Topps has taken over the basketball licensing. If you pulled this card, I feel like he's taken from our podcast now, would you sell now or hold in hopes of a Lakers championship and or Luka MVP? What do you reckon?
It's a hold. I
Yep.
think this, given Luca's exclusivity with Panini for now, there's going to be a right time to sell this, and I don't think it's now. And I think
Definitely
it's
not.
going to be a very valuable card.
Yep.
It's like the first logo man of him in a Lakers uniform. The biggest thing, obviously, we were just talking before the break about how I'm a very passionate Lakers fan rather than following players and things. The Lakers are one of those franchises, and I think will draw attention. This is the first real Luka logo man in purple and gold, and I think as such it will carry weight for a very long time.
Yeah. And look, I think it's easy for me to say what I'm about to say, but I really feel like you hold this card until you can no longer afford to hold it anymore. And what I mean by that is you sell this card and then you pay off your mortgage, or you
Yeah.
sell this card and you buy a part of a business. You know what I mean? Like something that will genuinely set yourself up for,
100%.
basically
100%.
the rest of your life, because I feel like this is sort of one of those cards that if you sell it too early and you sell it when the market isn't right, you will just be looking
yourself
at those pictures of people, like the Jalen Brunson rookie Nebula that sold for $300 and then sold for $100,000. Like that's the type of card this will become. So, look, absolutely beautiful card. I love the internet some days because you see stuff like this on it. Like if we didn't have Twitter, we wouldn't have this. There's some parts of Twitter that I hate, but
There's some parts.
God, I love the internet sometimes. Hey, can we just really quickly segue backwards? I just found out other people that are earning roughly the same amount as Denny Archivar.
Okay.
And actually the list is better and worse than probably what I was thinking. So Naz Reid is earning, to be honest, a bit more than that. He's probably earning another $20 million.
Okay.
No, actually not even close. Man, I need to edit this out. I'm so wrong. Edit 22 minutes. Let's just get rid of that. Don't worry about it. Alrighty, our next card in the run sheet is for me. This is only for me.
Only for you.
The froth over Hakeem Olajuwon. This is from @CallInShots TV. True or false? Hakeem Olajuwon is the greatest center of all time.
False.
Who is better than Hakeem?
Have you heard of a guy named Wilt Chamberlain?
He was pretty good.
Have you heard of a guy called Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
He was pretty good.
Have you heard of a guy called Shaquille O'Neal? And I know
He was pretty good.
Baby Shaq got dominated by Hakeem, but veteran Shaq would not have been dominated by Hakeem.
Well, that happens.
So there's a debate to be had there. I'm not saying I've had this discussion. I think he's in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah. Top 10 centers or top 10 players?
Top 10 centers.
Yeah. So look, even though I had his life-size poster on my wall as a child, I actually answered to this on Twitter and I said Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell were better. And I know the Bill Russell one's a little bit controversial because of the time difference, but I also think, considering his resume, it's okay to be kind of wrong about it. So yeah. And just for the segment, I found some Hakeem card porn. So let's just go through a couple of these cards on here. This one here sold on Golden in 2025, actually. So not that long ago, in June 29th.
Yeah.
2004, 2005 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection dual NBA logo autograph. David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, 1/1 logoman. This sold for $43,000. There's a couple of things about this. I think these two had some fantastic battles over the years, and the year that Robinson won the MVP, Hakeem knocked him out of the playoffs, and it was almost a bit of like revenge because Hakeem thought he should have won the regular season MVP, la-di-da.
100%, yeah.
And then to put them onto their own card, I think that's a really cool thing. I would also say too, the timing of that sale is that's before the Wondershine
index thing.
put themselves together. So I actually wonder if this was resold today, would you actually make a really quick flip, nice little profit on it, just for the fact that
Oh, yeah, would it?
there's a lot more push for people buying Logoman at the moment?
Okay, yeah, true. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's an interesting price, though, given the prices of Ultra Modern.
I think that's a great purchase.
100%. 100%.
Another athlete who I think probably deserves a little bit more time in the sunshine, and our next card we're going to talk about is Tim Duncan. The reason I'm putting this into the run sheet is because I'm just happy to see Duncan stuff sell above $1,000.
100%. What?
So
Yeah,
this sold for
without a doubt.
9,000. This is the 1997 Ultra Tim Duncan Platinum Edition PSA 9. That's his rookie card. Duncan's rookie cards have been very up and down the last couple of years. Like after COVID,
Yeah.
all the vintage stuff went up a lot, and then it's come back down since then. But actually, we're seeing a little bit of a resurgence in that space again.
Yeah.
And someone like Tim Duncan, I think he's probably the ultimate example of this, where the talent that he has and his hobby prices just they don't equate. Like his talent is far above his hobby prices. So I think like the example of this I think about is, and the most common example of this now is Shaquille O'Neal. I think for a really long time his cards were undervalued and you can pick them up, relatively cheap considering the resume that he has. But the last 12 months, Shaq stuff has really caught up. So I think this is maybe like a fun conversation for us to have one day at, like, who's the next veteran guy who's going to like pop next? Like, is it going to be Clyde Drexler? Is it going to be Charles Barkley? Is it going to be Tim Duncan? Is it going to be Bill Russell? You know what I mean? Like, there's a few guys out there that you can pick up this stuff. In my opinion, it's a bit less than maybe what it should be. So, look, that's a really fun card. I think the artwork on it is pretty basic, but at the same time too, I don't mind sometimes just cards that are a little bit plain and there's not a whole bunch of stuff going on. I think the design and the aesthetics of this card works really well. So
yeah, for sure. I know,
Alrighty.
I like it.
I might just change the run sheet up a little bit because the next thing on the run sheet's Derek Queen, but I want to spend a bit more time with that. So
that's all right. We've got a few minutes before the next break. Let's do something small and then
let's do VJ Edgecombe because I know you're really impressed with him.
I have been early days. Yep.
I put up a clip of yours actually this week on socials of a previous show, and that did really well. So this is for you, actually, to be honest, mate. VJ Edgecombe becomes the first guard in NBA history to average this stat line through the first 3 games: 25 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. He did that with 34 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, and then 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. Have you been watching much Philly the last couple of weeks? Have you seen much more of his game?
I haven't seen a lot more of it, but it's I mean, the kid's special, very special, which is good. Yeah. It's nice to see someone sort of hit the ground running the way he has.
Yeah, definitely.
But 25, 5 and 5 is not something to turn your nose up against. And I think, hopefully the young fella can continue it.
I think that it can be sustainable, maybe not at the level that he is currently doing it at. And we can probably segue into this next story too, just very quickly. Then we'll come back at Edgecombe because Jared McCain has come back now. So you would think he would at least get 10 shots per game, which is going to definitely bring his numbers back a little bit.
Changes the balance a little bit, but
Maxi's numbers are going to come back a little bit. I would also say too, it probably takes even more pressure off Embiid.
Yeah. I think the big factor there is Embiid will get the rest that he needs from the workload, and I think it'll be shared between the 3 of them. And I think on any one night, having to watch all 3 of those players is going to be crucial with regards to how people deal with Philadelphia.
It's so weird for me because of how dominant Embiid was. How long ago? 2 years ago? And now it just feels like if he's the 5th or the 6th best player on that team,
true,
they could probably still do really, really well. Do you know what I mean? Like it's such a weird.
I think it was really important that they learnt to play without him, though. If that makes sense, the actual absence of Embiid helped the whole team grow. And Paul George practically being non-existent there has forced that young talent to sort of step up earlier. And I think
Yeah.
it's benefited Maxi. It's obviously benefited McCain and now Edgecombe. So
Yeah.
it's good. It's good to see Philly sort of have that young core that's developing.
I think that is true, but you also need talent to go into those spots. And I think McCain has been better than what we were expecting. I think Maxi is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who would have thought Maxi was that? And then they just got so lucky. Okay, maybe lucky's not the right word, but I think for them to get that number 3 pick after what they were expecting to do last year, like, again, who would have thought that's how their season would have ended up with them getting the number 3 overall pick? Like, I think
100%, yeah.
Maury is good, but he's also lucky sometimes a little bit too. All right, let's go to some basketball card talk. VJ Edgecombe, this is some sales. Number to 68. It looks to me like it's black. I really hate this from Topps. Make black is one of one, guys, not number to 68. That sold for 400 USD.
Okay.
VJ Edgecombe, Panini Prism penmanship, number 3 draft pick. That sold for $80. I'm really surprised about that.
Okay.
Is that just because it's... Oh, do you know why? That's a college one. That will be why.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
It'll be because of the
Totally fine. That's totally fine. That's
understandable,
fact,
really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2025 Panini Instant Draft Night. So this is like an instant card from Panini. That sold for $35.
Cool.
I would have thought you could have just bought that cheaper off the website directly. Like, why do you need to?
Oh, it depends if people bought them or bought them out. Remember?
That's it. Old mate from Bless Sports Cards did that, didn't he? All right, last one, and then we will move on from this. VJ Edgecombe rookie 25-26 Topps tip-off card.
Okay.
I don't mind the design on that. It looks to me like it's a black and white silhouette of a basketball ring and net. That's kind of cool. It's original. Good photograph with him on it. The rookie logo, I haven't got my head around that ad. Are you accepted that in your brain yet, or are you still
I'm
not too sure?
Yeah, it's an adjustment period, okay?
I think that the actual design of it is lame, but let's just say that that's fine. But actually now I can actually put my finger on this. There's too much color contrast there. So for example, this one here, it's orange.
Yeah.
And it sort of sticks out against everything else that's sitting on that card quite nicely. Like everything else on that card sort of blends in well together, and then you've got this bright orange lump just sort of sitting there. Anyway. All right, let's go to a break. Fast Break Trading Cards. Thank you very much for your ongoing support. We really appreciate everything that you've done for us over a very long period of time. FastBreakTradingCards.com is where you go to their website to get sports trading cards, Fanatics Authentic memorabilia, grading, pre-order, Fanatics Collect consignment, and gift cards. Also, head down to the boys at 75 Tulip Street in Cheltenham, Thursday and Friday 12 till 6, Saturday 9 till 5, Sunday 10 till 4. Thank you guys for your ongoing support of our podcast endeavors. Alrighty, we are back, Ad. How you doing, buddy?
Good, I'm good.
Good. Dairy Queen. Do you have any thoughts about Dairy Queen before I go off for a 20-minute rant?
Go for your rant. Go for your rant. I keep forgetting that the Pelicans exist, so
I randomly had the Pelicans Hornets game on the other day.
That's obscure, but sure.
Really paying attention. It was more like background noise until the fourth quarter when it got really, really interesting. And basically, Derek Queen played about 12 minutes consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
And his stat line was just insane. And he played... I don't think it's even fair to say that he played out of his mind, but he played a fantastic... He played 18 minutes in total for 12 points. He had 8 rebounds. He had 7 assists. He had 4 steals. He had 3 turnovers, but that's fine. He's a rookie. 5 out of 7 field goals.
Mm-hmm.
66% from the free throw line. 3 fouls, and he was plus 13 in the minutes that he played. He just played a fantastic game. And I'm trying to think of who he plays like in terms of his game. And if you think about all the good things that Boogie Cousins used to do without all the nonsense and his behavioral stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a really complimentary way to talk about Derek Queen. Like that really big body. He can set really good screens. He's got a really good touch.
Yep.
And I also think his movement around the court is just really good. Like, I probably think, in my opinion, the thing that's going to hold him back on this roster is the point guard play, because I think if you put him with a point guard that could run the pick and roll or the pick and pop, or whichever you want to talk to it about,
Which, yeah.
he would be really, really effective. So, for example, if you put him with, okay, this is a bad example, but I'm going to go the easy way out with Chris Paul. Like those two guys would just like carve up teams, for 15, 20 minutes at a time, right?
Yep.
If you put him with LaMelo Ball, I think those two would be fantastic together. Dylan Harper of the Spurs, he would be, great. Those two would just play fantastic together. Something like that. Like, I kind of look at this Pelicans roster, I'm like, I don't really see where that is, but that's okay. So that was the first thing. Like, he played, really, really well. I just want to revisit this of how he got to the Pelicans, though, because I really think that people are starting to talk about this online.
Yeah.
Just because of the Pelicans' record. The Pelicans at the moment are the worst team in the West. And so generally when you're the worst team in the West, you would then get the top pick or the second pick or maybe the third pick, right?
Yeah.
So currently the Pels are 2-7. Trading up for Derek Queen, they traded away their own first round pick to Atlanta unprotected. And we have spoken about this on the pod. But like, those things that you sort of like, you probably don't do this. Maybe I'm just talking about myself here. I'm really like fascinated by this, and I'm thinking about it way more than what I should be. So that's what's happened there in that space. And then again, let's just revisit the actual trade.
Yeah.
The Pelicans were at pick number 23. They traded up to 13 to take Derek Queen, so they moved up 10 spots. The Hawks took Asia Newell, and they also get the Pelicans pick unprotected next year. Like, seriously, what an absolute home run. But in saying that, Derek Queen does look good. But would you trade away an unprotected pick in a draft that's allegedly supposed to be significantly better than this draft? So what they're saying is, like, next year there's going to be like five number one picks in the draft. That's how people are currently talking about it.
Having it, I don't know. I really get stuck on this whole giving up something that for a pick. That said, they didn't know about this guy, but they've seen him play. Obviously, they wanted him.
They better have. I mean, surely they've
scouted him.
Yeah,
they had to have scouted him.
What they gave, yeah.
But it's one of those. If you think you've spotted a diamond in the rough,
yeah,
and you are like, this guy could be our future. I want this player. You give it up. You give it up. Do you know what I mean? Like the Lakers went all in for a 17-year-old kid at Lower Merion Heights High School, and went. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a lot given up for Kobe, and they saw something. I'm not saying this guy's Kobe Bryant, by the way. I'm saying people identify talent and see others seeing downside where scouts see upside.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think probably what history has shown us is that Jerry West was a better general manager than Joe Dumars.
That I will agree wholeheartedly. Rest in peace, Jerry West. Hope you're not turning over in your grave.
No, I mean, that was a compliment to Jerry West.
It was.
Look, anyway, if we are going to have a bright spark out of this season for the Pels, I really hope it is Derek Queen, because, I mean, what I saw in a very short sample size, or small sample size, is very, very, very promising. Yeah. And he's skilled.
Yep.
Look, it was against the Charlotte Hornets, so maybe it doesn't mean that much, but it was a great period of basketball. So if you do want to go back and watch a good quarter of basketball, you only got time to watch 15 minutes, and you want to watch something obscure, Hornets Pelicans from last week, Fantastic quarter of basketball. Yeah, you won't regret it. All right, let's move on. We don't need to dwell on this too much. Let's talk about some other rookies, though. Let's talk about Dylan Harper. It,
Let's talk
and
about
again,
Derek Harper's son.
Derek Harper. Ron Harper's son.
Ron Harper's son.
So
Derek Harper
we've
played
actually,
for Dallas, didn't he? No. We just mixed up people.
So we actually haven't picked up on this yet. So this is Ron Harper's son, Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
And there's also another Harper.
Derek Harper played for
boy.
Dallas in the 90s.
Oh yeah, that real hard nosed guy, and then he played for the Knicks for a little bit. Is that who you're talking about?
Yep.
And then Ron Harper Jr. is currently contracted to the to the Celtics. He's just signed on with them as a 2-way contract.
Whoa.
And actually, when I was in the States watching him play, I actually had to check on my phone. I'm like, my God, I'm old. Like, this is when you start to realize how old you're getting. But I completely missed that this is also his son too. So yeah, they got 2 kids in the league. Congratulations to that family. That's crazy success. That's like the Ball family type success, really, when you think about it.
That is very true. Yeah.
Back to cards. A 1-of-1 gold vinyl has shown up with an on-card autograph on it from Topps Chrome. It's sold for $40K. Buy, hold, or sell at $40K, Ed.
Sell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be critical of, like, I'm not saying Dylan Harper isn't good, because I think he is, but I think there's a bottleneck in San Antonio, and how this plays out is going to be very interesting.
Well, especially how well Fox played today.
Yep. So you've got Fox, Harper, and Castle.
I personally think Castle is the odd man out, not Harper, but that's just my...
No, I don't know. I have a feeling Castle's done enough to stay in. So,
okay.
And it wouldn't be out of character for the Spurs to do something a little bit different, and maybe have something in mind for this, whatever this looks like.
Yeah. Look, I don't know, to be honest.
You've got an 8-foot tall alien in the middle of the key, so maybe 3 guards is viable.
I mean, you could do it. Like, if you wanted to rotate like those 3 guys around and only play those 3 guys as guards, I mean, I suppose you could do it.
There'd be a way to stagger it.
Yeah. It's not impossible.
No, it's definitely not. But Phoenix
anyway,
tried
look,
it.
I agree with you. I think that's a sell 100%. And I think if you hit that card and you sell it for $40K, you just go and buy some really nice LeBrons or
Jokic or Curry, or if you're a San
really
Antonio,
nice Curry. Yep.
If you're a San Antonio guy, buy a Tim Duncan, buy a David Robinson, buy a Wemby. You know what I mean?
And actually, at the moment, probably buying Duncan autographs is not a bad thing, because Duncan autographs are coming out now of Eminence at a Flawless, and they're all for sale on the secondary market. So yes, you could definitely do that. This one's a little bit of a sad one. This is Walker Kessler. Unfortunately, he's out for the rest of the year, undergoing season-ending left shoulder surgery for a torn labrum. Sources told ESPN that's reported by Shams. I think actually this is really bad, because I think he was clear, like by far and away, their best center they've got on that roster.
Is that because Utah have been playing above themselves and they shouldn't be playing so well and they need to play worse, so they've just wrapped Walker Kessler up in cotton wool?
I mean, the conspiracy theorist in me actually agrees with you, but at the same time, what do? Like, hold him down on the ground and hit him with like a pole on his shoulder? Like, I don't know.
No.
Seems unlikely, doesn't it, really?
But you're not trying to rush the guy back. You're going to look after him and make sure that you take care of it.
They're not rushing that guy back.
No.
Definitely not. Keontae George, sticking
Jazz? Yeah.
with the Utah Jazz. 1-of-1 Nebula sale, PSA 9, sold for $16,537. Let's do this game again. Would you buy, hold, or sell this ad?
I'd hold it. I like that price. I like that price
Really?
a lot.
Okay.
No, but between 15 and 20K for a rookie that's shown some real potential, and I would say had started the season quite well.
He definitely has played well. Yeah.
I don't know if Utah's going to be the place where he makes a name for himself, but he's definitely one of those one of ones. Do you know what I mean? Like we've seen Brandon Miller's go for like 30K, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's a little bit high. I think this is a good sweet spot for a one of one. If he goes Jalen Brunson on everybody in a season or two, that card's $100,000 card. And if he goes the opposite way and stays in Utah, then it might be a $6 card. Who knows?
Honestly, I would probably sell that too.
At 16K?
Yeah, probably just buy a couple of Curry autographs.
Do you know what'll happen? It'll have a bad thing. It'll drop. Someone will buy it for $600, and then someone will sell it again for $100,000, just like Brunson.
This season, 22 points, 3.6 rebounds, 7.2 assists. Only 27% from three, but I'm sure that will.
He's he's in my NBA fantasy.
So you'll know all about it. What's his free throw percentage?
He's been very good from the free throw line. That's all I know. That's one of the stats. I've been winning. Yeah. I've been winning my free throw stat. So thanks, Keontae.
All right, we're gonna go for another break here, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about the Nikola Jokic. We're going to talk about some Curry manga sales, and we've also got a Jokic manga sale too.
Nice. We've got to
stick around.
Cleaning up the rest of the welcome to the season chatter.
That's right. Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you very much to Neon Cards for your ongoing support. We really appreciate it. Go to www.neontradingcards.com. There you will find a whole bunch of breaks. Soccer, NBA, MLB, F1, AFL, NRL, WWE and UFC, Marvel, whatnot. They also have a reward system, sealed boxes, card services, and upcoming releases you can find out about there. They are on Whatnot. They also are a direct partner of Topps, so they're having all of the Topps basketball breaks listed through them. Also, new news for Neon Trading Cards this week. We can call this breaking news, Ad. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Call it breaking news. That's quite ironic, but yes.
They are approved as one of the 3 breakers in Australia to be allowed to do repacks on Whatnot. So this is a huge win for fans of repacks and also fans of Neon Trading Cards. Check them out at neontradingcards.com. Thank you guys for your ongoing support. Adam, can you believe it? This is it. We're going into the last quarter now.
Into the last quarter. I'm still in shock. We're already like 10 games into the NBA season. Like it's...
Mate, it's nearly Christmas time. Don't get me started.
It is. He is flying. All right. What's next on the docket?
Actually, can we segue to something completely got nothing to do with basketball cards?
Oh, sure.
I'm currently watching the Kill Tony episode 741. Okay. Roseanne is on it, who is 70 plus years of age. And she is sharp as a tack and funny as anything. And Polly Shaw is on there. Do you remember?
I know. Yeah.
Like when we were kids, like watching all those crazy comedy movies. And he's still whacked out, that guy. So anyway.
Some things never change.
Kill Tony, episode 741. Definitely worth a watch. But not you kids at home. If you're under 18, it's got too many bad words.
Bad words, for sure. Yes.
All right, back to basketball cards. This is from
the Joker.
Chris_Hoge, and he's literally just flexing his own PC here. And if I was him,
I'd be flexing that too. That's a one of one.
It too. I'd probably be flexing it on my way to the bank though to put it into a safety deposit box.
Fair.
Immaculate Collection, one of one, Logoman, on card autograph from 2017. Not quite rookie year, but close enough.
Close enough.
What do you think that would get in a sale? I think that's the fun part to speculate on now, isn't it?
2017 Panini. It's a one of one logo, man. Is that a? Am I insane to say that's a $500,000 card?
No, I don't think it's insane. I mean, the way that high-end stuff is traveling at the moment, it's definitely not insane. I don't think it's Wondershine material, though.
You don't think it's Wondershine material? Okay.
I don't think so because...
Is that the first logo man of Jokic?
I'm just reading through this now. There was one in 15, 16.
Okay. So there is... Sorry, so there's been a couple of other... It's like the third, third because of the second round pick. Okay.
Like, right. I say this is not Wondershine just for the fact that it's not his rookie card. And also, too, as much as I personally respect and love Jokic, I don't think the Wondershine is trying to get people that I love and respect. All they want is like Jordan, Kobe, Steph Curry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure.
So, I personally think this is around 200K. Maybe one day it does go up to 500. I mean, who knows? But
yeah,
because it's not rookie, it's PSA 8. I don't think it's got that huge sort of value attached to it. Yeah. Now this next one here is from Backyard Breaks. Old mate has come back from rehab. It's good to see him back in the mix. He is talking about basically what he's trying to do here. He's trying to pump up Prism Black in a really like roundabout way, and the price on Prism Black has gone up on the resale market. So if you are holding Prism Black, probably check the prices on that at the moment. Sealed, I should say. If you're holding Prism Black sealed, you should check the prices on that. Why is this significant? Because it just sold for $43,000, and so
yeah,
you know, I think the real question for me is that the right time to sell this at 43K, particularly for a PSA 10? Or is this going to be the last big case hit that we get from Panini? In my opinion, it's an absolute banger. I think they've done a really good job with this.
I think this card will age well.
I think this is going to do very well long term.
I think it will.
In fact,
will age
and
well.
we can probably segue into the next card onto this.
Going back to the Joker.
So back to Jokic again. 2024 Prism Black Nikola Jokic manga PSA 10.
Love it.
That sold for 20K.
That's a buy.
I personally think at that price, whoever sold it at that, they're going to look back on that with a little bit of regret. Because also too, at that price at 20K, you then have to pay your eBay fees. Like, would you have just been better off going to a card show and trying to get 20K cash out of someone for that? Like, you can't tell me.
Yep. It's certainly going to be very different terrain navigating the handover period between Panini and Topps and what insert sets hold value and things. But I think these manga cards are the real deal. So, yeah.
I think this is how people are going to remember Panini's last set as, because I think that Panini tried to make Flawless and Eminence their last two sets, but I think ultimately at the end of the day,
Prism Black will be...
And manga, or I think specifically Manga Ad, I think this is what people are going to remember from Panini.
Wow.
As their last hurrah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, fantastic cards.
Very much.
I'm sure Topps will rip it off at some point.
Ha! Probably.
Alrighty, let's go back to Wemby. Our alien, the Rookie of the Year. This is a 2023 Topps now, Victor Wembanyama. Rookie of the Year, gold 1 of 1 autograph card with the custom inscription on it of Rookie of the Year. It sold for $48,000 via Goldens on the 1st of November, so very, very recently. It sold for $48,000. So let's just comp this out, Ad. We've got the manga at 43, we've got the Jokic at 20, and then we've got this Wemby card at 48. What do you think is the best buy out of all of these?
I think the Wemby. It's a 1 of 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 1 of 1. Yep.
It's a 1 of 1. I'll take the 1 of 1. If Wemby works out how everyone's watching Wemby work out at the moment, even though he's dropped a little bit over the last couple of games and proven to be human. He is one of the top 10 players in the league very clearly.
Yeah.
And if he stays healthy, he's going to overshadow this league quite literally. So I think the 1 of 1 Rookie of the Year card wins it in these. Not to say that the mangas don't go up, but this is a 1 of 1. Is this Wonder Shine material?
I don't think it's Wonder Shine, but
Okay.
I agree with your take. And actually, I want to tack on sort of a hot take onto this. Do you think that Wemby rookie cards? So at the moment, Panini is considered to be like the real Wemby rookie cards. But do you think moving forward, actually Topps is going to be considered the Wemby rookie cards? And you know how we had that transition from Jordan Fleer to Jordan Star, and then all that value sort of shifted across? I think that's going to be my hot take. I actually think now that I'm the dust is settling a little bit, we can already start to see Panini in our review mirror a tiny bit already. Topps has taken over, so we're all starting to jump on board and, go down on Topps and all that type of stuff. Like, when I look at this now, I don't see this as like an unlicensed card. I see it as the writing is written on the card, which is the Rookie of the Year with the inscription on it. And then that hideous orange logo is rearing its head
the hideous orange logo is going to be a thing. Maybe they'll make it go black and white. Maybe they'll grayscale it at some point.
I wonder if it's one of those things where they are so stubborn about stuff they will just
That's just it. They're going to leave it.
It's going to be their legacy of the next 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think you're right. I think that probably is the buy, isn't it?
Yeah, that has to be the buy of the three. And it's purely on the fact that it's a 1 of 1.
Yeah. All right, let's just do these next two really quickly because there's one after this I wanted to talk to you about.
Cool.
Wemby Gold Kaboom, so that's number to 10. BGS 9.5. No idea why the hell you would send this to BGS. It sold for $176,000.
Wow.
Again via Golden. Look, I think if you've got that much money to spend, that's totally fine. I think that to me is a little bit risky, but at the same time, absolutely what a card.
Maybe they've been listening to us talk about kabooms.
Yeah, maybe that's true. This next one I feel completely different about. LeBron James Kaboom, number to 10. Again, BGS 9.5. This sold for $353,000. Adam, where are you at with this one?
This is a beautiful card. I wish the LeBron was in a purple or a black uniform. That's all.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I wish...
The black would really reflect and contrast off that gold.
Yeah. Or the purple, so it's purple and gold. You know what I mean? Having the yellow on yellow is, yeah. Bit unfortunate, but it's a very pretty card. $350K. Again, they've gone to BGS. Maybe it's the turnaround times. I don't know. You reckon they're trying to get a black label?
And also the grading cost. Imagine the upcharge on something like that.
Yeah, true.
All right.
True.
This is what I wanted to talk to you about. This is from the Collectibles Guru. We've had a bit from the Collectibles Guru today, so we probably should shout him out a little bit. A $100,000 bounty has already been placed on the LeBron James Topps Super Refractor 1 of 1 autograph. Too low, too high. What do you think?
Superfractor of Bron. Oh. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
So looking at the cards we've just looked at, for example, the LeBron Kaboom, the Wemby 1 of 1 rookie card, and to a lesser degree, the Curry manga sale for $43K, I think $100,000 is a good place to start. But I think you'd be able to get more money from it from somewhere else.
This is an autograph. I don't know because LeBron hasn't signed in so long.
Yeah. The one
It's
that's in the
hard
picture
to
is a
gauge.
10, but the person is putting the bounty on the 1 of 1. Just to
Yeah,
quickly
yeah, yeah,
clarify
yeah. To
that. That's
clarify,
the
yeah,
only
but
thing.
it's
Yeah.
the 1 of 1. What's the coloring on the 1 of 1? Because the gold, the number tend to be gold, wouldn't it?
I think it would be like the Dylan Harper one that we looked at earlier in the
Okay.
show, man. That sort of that gold super refract.
Okay. Yeah, I think 100K bounty on it. Um,
I
I
think
think
we'll
the
go for more
I
personally.
think the bounty's too low.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and I would set it. 150 to 200 bounty. If someone wants to turn that money around quick, that's fine. But that's an investment card because this could be LeBron's last season.
Yeah.
Tough one, and it's an autograph. So yeah, for sure. Too low, definitely not too high.
I think we got time to do 2 more things today.
Cool, let's do it.
So let's do Paulo Banchero because I hate this story, but I think it's good to talk about things you hate. And then why don't we do something to close? So I'll let you pick the something to close out of the list.
All right, we'll go into Paolo
right.
first.
This is from Kirk Goldsberry. This is Kirk Goldberry's analysis, and I respect him a lot. So I think it's good to listen to smart people, right? I'm going to raise the red flag over Paulo Banchero Island. This is such a key moment for him, and I hesitate to admit this, but at times he reminds me of Josh Smith. So that's the left-handed guy from the Atlanta Hawks. Came out of high school, lots of talent. Was a good NBA player, but not fantastic. He's made just 5 of his 27 jump shots this year, and I'm not cherry picking. I love Paulo. He's a huge part of the future of American basketball, but last season, among the 62 most active jump shooters in the NBA, he ranked 60th in efficiency. He has a jump shooting problem, and as the team's most active scorer, that's an issue. Some of the advanced numbers aren't trending in the right direction, and this start to the season has cemented in my mind he might not be improving at this key phase of his career. I love it.
I don't love it. This is the year that we wanted Banchero to. This is his rocket year.
But I think sometimes
It
it's
could be
good.
accurate.
There's no doubt. Like, you can't doubt that man. He's literally a walking encyclopedia of basketball statistics.
But at the start of last season, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to go into bat for Paolo. At the beginning of last season, everyone had Cade Cunningham written off.
Yep.
And if we're going to talk early season overreactions, they still had Cade written off. And there was a point where that switch flipped and Cade got himself to like an all-star level performer. So, Paolo, I mean, I'm sure you're an avid listener of the show. Pick your game up, mate, and turn it around. It's time.
Sorry.
It's time to flip the switch.
I think I've definitely cooled off on him the last couple of months.
For sure.
But I think that really
Accentuates
spells
why.
it out in a very vivid sort of description.
Well, it puts a spotlight on it, doesn't it?
Looking at his sale prices, he last sold for $323. The population on that's sub 1,000 at 893. It's not terrible. The growth on that in the last month is minus 17%. So I personally think that actually reflects a lot what was just basically said. So, look, I think it's too early to give up, but I would definitely feel like you might be able to save even more money if you're looking to pick up one of these if you just hold on just a little bit longer. All right, man. What have you got to close?
I thought I'd have some fun to close, and because we don't have a Kobe or a Jordan,
We don't.
So
And I do apologize.
I'll do something else to round it off. But I wanted to bring this story up because I don't know. It's another bad news story. Labubu trading cards have arrived.
Is this what we're closing the show with?
No, I've got a card for the close, but it's the last little. I want to touch on this and be done with it.
Sure, do it.
Labubu trading cards have arrived. That's right. Topps Chrome Labubu trading cards are available. I'm showing everybody that's watching on YouTube the cards.
So I think the easy question of this is, would you buy it?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. But if you all right, but say I don't know. Are your children too young for collecting Labubus?
They know what they are, and they've asked me to buy them some, and I've told them categorically no.
Okay. So if it, I'm thinking that some of the Labubu parents out there that do have dipped their toes in the collecting world may invest in a little bit of this, so that there are trading cards that they can sort of draw a parallel, a bridge with their children.
Yeah, it's a real funny one. I think the timing on this is bad because, from what I know, my very limited knowledge is that the market has dropped off.
It's
a lot.
definitely
Yeah. And then probably to parallel this really nicely, so apparently Funko is closing down.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like,
They can't sustain.
no, you can't. You can't print everything and have a sustainable business model. So I think Topps have thrown a couple of bucks at this just to jump on the bandwagon, and I don't think they're losing money over it that is going to impact their long-term sales. That's all I can say.
It's not going to shut them down. Look, to be honest with you, I'm not interested in this at all. But actually, I think this is good for the hobby because this is how you get.
Well, this might be the. Remember how we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, the listener question. Very, very, very simple. From David asking, what was that first hobby memory, that first card? There'll be kids out there that get a Topps Chrome Labubu and it got them into trading cards.
Yeah. Or I was going to say also too, then you need to go and buy them somewhere. So then you have to go down to Fast Break Trading Cards. You go in looking for Labubu, and then you come out with a box of baseball. You come out with a box of basketball at the same time. Like, I kind of feel like that is the.
Do you log on to Neon Trading Cards? Are they going to be running Labubu breaks?
I asked them if they were doing Labubu breaks. They said no.
No.
So I tried to thread in our sponsors in this space, but I couldn't do Neon, unfortunately.
What percent? We'll have to ask Ross what percentage.
Do you mean Ross at US Sports Cards Australia?
That's correct. We'll have to ask what percentage of the of those cards for sale, those singles for sale, are Labubu. Maybe you can put them with the water pistols.
That's a low blow, Adam.
Anyway, I've got a card to finish, and I figured if we didn't have sort of a GOAT level card, we'll go back a bit of a flashback, and we'll go to the Splash Brothers.
This is GOAT level.
It is GOAT level, given who they are. It's Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. This is Championship tags, dual auto, 1 of 1, sold on Alt, October 16th, 2025, $540,036. Do you reckon that was before shipping fees, the $36, or you have to pay a little?
It better be free shipping at that price, honestly.
I just love the and $36. Alt, thanks for the very specific data rather than for $540K. I like this card.
Look, how can I say this?
I'm very much about stories and narratives with cards, and the Splash Brothers. Yeah.
Like, a big purchase for me is $540. So I find these cards very difficult. But if I hypothetically had whatever amount of money you need in your bank account to be able to like purchase that as like loose change, and my boys were Steph and Klay, and you went to the championship games, or you were there at the playoffs, and that was like your thing, and like I think having a piece like that would just be incredible. So yeah, whoever bought that, I'm just so happy for you. I really hope that's just like a special piece for you, and you just sort of love that to death, basically. So
I like the fact that it's $540,036 because it confirms it wasn't bought by Wondershine.
Why? How much would that? Oh, because
it would just be $550. Or, yeah.
They're not worried.
That
about
said,
$10,000, are they?
The story behind this card gives me, would you think that something like this would belong at a Wondershine exhibit? And I think historically, there's an argument to be made that it is Wondershine worthy.
I've been to the Hall of Fame in America, and this would be the best piece that would be there.
Yep.
Like, that's been a little bit mean, actually.
But this is history, right? These two.
That's right. Yeah. It belongs in that sort of
It's a bit of
chamber.
it's basketball history.
Yeah.
Yeah. championship tags too. Anyway.
All right. On that note, thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to you, Adam. Thank you to our friends in Canada, America, Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah. Everybody that's
Central Coast Radio
been
for your
checking us
support.
out. Yeah, everyone's been checking us out on YouTube.
Socials
All of
have
our
been popping lately.
the loyal listeners on Central Coast Radio, and everybody that downloads us on all of the usual podcast platforms.
Actually, there is something we can spruik. We now have the ability for people to
Help out, support the show, I think, would
support
be
the show is a way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for the link to, if you would like to make a payment or donation, whichever way you would like to say it, you just click on the podcast body, and in the description it just says support the show. You click on that, it'll take you to a payment link.
You can give as little or as much as you deem worthy.
The payment is done by Buzzsprout. So if you go to a link other than Buzzsprout, you've probably been hacked. But as long as you're going to Buzzsprout,
Yeah.
it will do it. You can do Google Pay, Visa card, all that type of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
We need to work on our sales pitch a little bit better on that, don't we?
But it's something we've only just set up. Bear with us.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no need to throw us any cash if you don't want to. But yeah, any support would be greatly appreciated, and help us produce the content we do every week.
That's it. And go on some card-filled benders ad.
Yes, and go and ask the hard-hitting questions at card shows. That's it. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for another great show. We'll see you next week.